Okay, what up, ladies and gents? It's your favorite Asian robot right here. Hopefully one of your favorite YouTubers. Now, today what I'm going to be doing live on stream is actually checking out the swords. We did a little bit of testing yesterday. Almost said last night, but I meant yesterday. With Enzo, we did a little bit of basic testing with regards to that, but today we're actually going to do more serious testing because there's a couple of things I need to figure out about the swords to make sure that they're in tip-top shape before we actually come to a final conclusion. So welcome to the show, everybody. That is today's topic. Now, before we go into it, I'm going to take a few minutes to actually address something from yesterday. All right, we're going to talk about that for a little bit, and then I'm going to put it down and leave it for the rest of the show. So welcome. All right, and I'm on the wrong setting. Okay, sorry about that. Stream chat is back on. Okay, great. So I'm going to first tweet, okay, share in my own personal Discord about me being live, as I always do. Adam, by the way, are you in the Discord, Adam? Because if you're not in the Discord, then let me know, because I think I need to add you to the family as well. Like I mentioned yesterday, there are very serious concerns about me staying here for the long term. Therefore, I do have to start getting all of my real supporters in there. And in fact, the thing that I have to address is about the wording of real supporters being used yesterday. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. All right, please bear with me. You're not yet? Okay, can you give me your Discord, buddy? And then I will start getting you in along with everybody else. Okay. Now, let me first quickly tweet so that people know that we're live. Okay. Great. This will just take me a couple of seconds. Please bear with me. I'm going as fast as I can so that we can get to the sword testing ASAP. Okay, tweet is almost done. I just need a second. Okay, perfect. There we go. Okay, grand. But yes. Hello, everybody. And there we are. Okay. Grand. Okay, settle. Okay, great. Everything is set up and ready to go. All right. I'm going to spend a few minutes to address what I said yesterday. All right, because I think that this is important before we move on completely. Okay, yesterday I mentioned that there is a line between real supporters and those who are just regular supporters and viewers. I have had some discussions with people who felt very offended about what I said yesterday and felt that I was overly harsh. Indeed, I was overly harsh yesterday, but I'm not going to say that I didn't mean what I said, because I did. I meant every word. All right? It would be unmanly of me to backpedal today and say I didn't mean what I said yesterday, or try and skew the situation by saying I had a bad day. No, I didn't have a bad day. No, those are authentic feelings. But I do want to clarify what I said so that everybody can understand, and then we can move on from here. Whether you choose to follow me or not, that'll be up to you, and that is your decision, but I do want to address that. So I'm going to start by saying that first and foremost, the reason why there's a line between real supporters and people who are just regular viewers and supporters is because, as you guys know, 80% of you guys are not going to follow me when I go off to a different game. I would love to kill the Colossus, Albion, but now is not the time. I'm giving the speech right here. Okay, so here's the thing. There are people whom I know will be at my streams no matter what I'm playing. It doesn't matter what I'm playing, whether it's Borderlands 4, it could be Monster Hunter Wilds, they are going to be there. People like Adam, Austin, these folks are there. Therefore, that is the reason why they're called real supporters. Because look, I understand that everyone's got their own lives. They've got their own stuff to do. You guys have limited free time, and you're not going to spend time watching something that you're not interested in. I get it. But there will always be a difference between somebody who is truly there for me no matter what, and somebody who's just here for, you know, their own content. And that's okay. A lot of people missed it when I said that's okay. I get it. This is the industry. That's how business in this industry works. 80% of you are not going to come along with me when I have to go into, if I have to quit TFT. If I stop streaming TFT today, If today is my last stream, I won't see 80% of y'all anymore. And that's the difference. That's why the real supporters get called real supporters, because they're there no matter what. Don't misunderstand the fact that I'm asking people to turn up to every stream. Yes, you should. But if it's something that you're not interested in, that's fine. I get it. But at the same time, you got to understand that that's exactly where I'm coming from as well. All right? I know you're not going to be there. So from, I get that you are part of that 80%. You're just here for the game. I hear you. It's cool. I know you're not going to be there for anything else. That's cool with me too. But please don't be offended if I say that these guys are real supporters and you guys aren't. It doesn't mean, all right, and this is the only thing that I am sorry for yesterday, I don't mean to devalue the people who are just regular supporters and regular viewers. That's fine. I get it. You have limited free time. I have limited time. But I have to do this to feed my family. And when the situation with TFD is what it is right now, the money has completely dried up. I do not make anywhere near as much as I used to in the past. And I have to say that straight up because player base is falling. Nexon keeps pushing skins, which means there's less money for creators because people have limited dollars in their wallet. They can't be supporting me and buying the skins that they want. I hear you. But at the same time, that means that the content dries up and I no longer have any motivation to carry on. So you have to make that choice about whether you want to see me carry on content for this or whether you're more than happy to move on to the next creator. There'll always be creators around. It doesn't have to be me. In fact, that's exactly why I'm preparing a series of videos just in case I'm no longer around. What these series of videos will help you with is following builds even in future. They're future-proof videos. It'll help and teach you how to follow builds from creators because a lot of people, as builds get more and more complex with arcade tuning and things like that, it becomes difficult to follow them. I get it. So I've made a comprehensive guide. This video will release today that talks about how to follow builds from any creator, what you should look out for, how to go step by step, and all that kind of stuff. It should be future-proofed, all right? But regardless, I hope that this will help. At the end of the day, I have no intention of quitting TFD, and I don't intend to just dip, but without funding, without people continuously funding the content, and I hate leaning on my regulars because they're the ones that are funding the content right now that everybody's enjoying for free. If the funding doesn't come in, I will stop and just move on to some other project where I can hopefully gather more funds and feed my family. Because at the end of the day, taking care of my family, just like you guys taking care of your family, is very important. So I'll just reiterate, and then I'm going to put this down. I'm never going to talk about it again, but I'm just going to say this. Look, I said that some of my people are real supporters yesterday because they are the real ones. They're going to be there no matter what. They're going to be there for me no matter what I'm streaming. Even if I stop streaming TFD tomorrow, they're going to be there. They're the ones that are my family, my pack, my battle brothers and sisters. They're the ones that are going to be there for me no matter what. So these people are my real supporters. And I value them. And I think hard and I think strongly about them because these guys are the ones that are with me till the bitter end. All right? That's why they're the real supporters. For the rest of you that are just regular viewers and supporters, that's cool. I make no bones about that, and you shouldn't make any bones about it either. All right? If you want the title of real supporters, then you got to put in that. You got to go that extra mile and put in that extra effort, because all these people have jobs and families too, but yet they still choose to spend their time with me. That's important. That's very important. All right? That's important to me, and that's important to them. That's why they're called real supporters. But again, I am sorry if it made the regular viewers and regular supporters feel devalued. That's not the case. I do value you guys, but I also understand that, look, when I move on, y'all aren't coming with me. Y'all aren't coming with me. Let's not lie. Let's not lie to each other and say, I'm coming with you no matter what. You're not. Because if you were, you would be at my other streams too. But I know that not everybody is interested in all of the games that I play. I know that not everybody is interested in all the things that I do, and that's okay. Not everybody's going to be following just for the streamer. They're going to just be following for the game because you have limited free time. I hear you, I understand, and I hope that clarifies things. All right, I'm going to put this topic down now. I'm not going to speak about it anymore. I'm just going to carry on making content with the intention that in case I have to leave, I'm going to at least leave you guys with all the tools you need to carry on with TFD without me, or to move on to the next content creator who maybe may not be so professional, but maybe he's got the information you need. At least you'll be able to follow it. You'll be able to do what you need to do. That's what I'm going to do for you guys. Again, no intention of leaving, but I am going to prepare for the case that I have to leave for an extended period of time, at least until there is more, at least until there is more content for me to work on, because there's no point in me streaming TFD and doing the same boring shit every day you're gonna get bored. I'm gonna get bored. We're all gonna get bored. There's no point. Hopefully, the next season will be better, but I have to prepare. All right, I have to prepare because, look, at the end of the day, this is how I feed my family. All right, so I'm not gonna say I'm sorry for anything that I said yesterday. I'm not sorry. I'm not. Those were authentic, real feelings that I put out to the community right there. But I was overly harsh, and I hope you guys understand that the reason for that harshness is because I cut straight to the point. All right. Sometimes it may make me seem a little less human, but I'm the type of guy that just cuts straight to the point. I say, look, there's no point in you wasting time. There's no point in me wasting time, because if I have to move on, you're not coming with me, right? But at the same time, I do understand that maybe it made people feel a little bit cut out, because at the end of the day, I'm still going to be here for a vast majority of my time. And I understand that some of you are still going to be watching me. All right. So I'm just going to say that look, I don't value you any less if you're just watching me for TFD. But I'm still going to draw that line between these normal people and the true supporters who are literally with me all the time. All right. So I hope that that's clear as well. Well, Jonathan, I don't know if Nexon will be moving on, but we'll see. Hopefully that won't be the case, but the player numbers are getting dangerously low. Funding for this is getting dangerously low. And if I don't start making some serious money on this, I can't carry on. So I'll be swapping over, trying out different games, trying to find something else that I can do in the meantime. All right, so that's where I'm going to be at. And yeah, welcome everybody to the show. Neo Tengu, Austin, Chosen One, Nike, Kate, good to see you. Baron, good to see you. Yeah, a lot of people felt offended about what I said yesterday, and look, I get it. I was pretty harsh yesterday. I was very offensive yesterday, but I'm not going to lie to you guys and say I had a bad day or that, you know, I messed up or something like that. I didn't. Those were real feelings. That was the truth. And I don't want to be inauthentic about that, because I know that most of y'all are not coming with me. But for those that do come with me, just know that I'm very grateful. And for those that don't, I'm also grateful to you guys. Just that, look, I get it. We all have limited free time. We all have limited free time. You know? That's why I just wanted to address the situation one more time. I'm going to put it down. You're never going to hear me speak about it again. I'm just going to focus on preparing the content for you guys in case I have to leave. And I'm also going to focus on just doing whatever content is left over and finishing up whatever I can whenever I can stream this. In the meantime, I'm going to be streaming other games as well. Those of you who want to support me can join me for that. Those of you who don't want to support me, that's okay. All right, many of you will move on to other TFD creators, and that's okay with me. I am literally preparing content that will help you with that transition if it really comes to that. While I'm not quitting, and I don't want people to misunderstand that I am, because I'm not and have no intention of quitting, all right? Things aren't looking so good for the channel in terms of TFD, because the money is gone, the viewership is gone, and the viewership is not gone because of my actions. FYI, those of you that are tooting your trumpet because of that, it's not. The viewership is gone because people are just straight up bored. They stop watching because they have no interest in, they were only here for the TFD content, and they're not interested in anything that I have to say other than that. So yeah. Oh, well, it's okay, Kenny. I was very harsh yesterday. And look, it's understandable. Like I said, I'm not going to be inauthentic about it or say I made a mistake. You know, that's not me. You know, I said and meant, you know, I literally said and meant every single thing that I said yesterday, because it's the truth. All right. TFD is on a downward spiral. And unless more people start spending on the channel to keep me playing TFD, I can't keep playing TFD. All right, I want to, but I can't, because there's no point in me being here. I just won't be able to feed my family off that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I will always do what's best for me and my family, and I'm hoping to get real people to come with me. And that's why I make that distinction between the real supporters and just the people who are only here for the game content and not really here for me as a streamer, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have limited free time. Everybody's got their own families. Everybody's got their own jobs, their own lives. If you've only got, you know, and I was talking with somebody yesterday, Ballistic. I was talking with him, and he was trying to make me understand that, look, if he's got only 1.5 hours of free time yesterday, and, you know, he's busy, he's not going to, you know, spend his time watching a game that he's not interested in. You know, he's going to be spending his time on, what is it, an effective relaxation for him, or what is, you know, a useful use of his time. And I make no bones about that. I get it, you know, I totally get it, because I do the same thing. You know, if I was in his shoes, I do the same thing, which is why I know that the day that I quit, you know, I'm only going to see my real supporters. And again, I have to use the word real supporters. I'm only going to see them and nobody else when I'm streaming Borderlands 4. I mean, that's already the case. When I was streaming Borderlands 4, very few of you guys showed up. You know, it was just the regulars, maybe a couple of people here and there. But it was just mostly those people saying, hey, you know, I'm interested in your Borderlands 4 content. And I'm going to be playing some more Borderlands 4 soon because of the new Halloween event there. You know, and same for Monster Hunter Wilds. Like, I love all these games, and I love playing all these different games. I love sharing about all these different games. But I also know that, look, not everybody's going to be ride or die for me. And it's okay. I get it, you know. I know Kate's going to be ride or die. I know Austin's going to be ride or die. Baron's going to be ride or die. But that's why they got that title. You know, that's why they got that special title. I also want this game to succeed. I also want to, you know, the devs to do well here, but they really don't seem to truly listen to the community. And I think that that's where a lot of things go wrong, because they don't seem to really listen. You know, they don't seem to really sit down and say, hey, you know, this is what the community wants. This is what everybody wants. They don't seem to do that. Did 1.2 there. It seems I was the major damage dealer. Okay. But, you know, yesterday I also said that for the things that I say, if I just keep pushing for no reason without actually speaking my truth and without actually explaining why I said the things I said, then I'm no different from Nexon. If I don't hear the people out that are telling me that, hey, you're completely isolating some of the people that, you know, although they only support TFD, you're completely isolating those people. I said, yeah, you know what? Maybe I do need to at least clarify what I was saying. Because I don't want people to feel as isolated as Nexon makes you feel. I'm not for that. What I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to make my money and explain to people why I'm no longer around if I have to dip, or if you know, I have to like move on or change my main game or whatever. You know, I just want people to understand that I know I'm not going to be seeing most of your faces. I get it. You know, I get it. And I won't see most of your faces. I'll be seeing 20% of y'all, and it's going to be the same people that I've been seeing this entire time. So I get it. Yeah, I know. That's why a lot of content creators stick with only one game, Selena, but I can't do that because I do this for a career, not for fame or fortune. So if I'm going to do this as a serious business, then I have to be able to move. And that's why I said what I said yesterday. Either my people move with me or I don't worry about them, you know. But I've clarified everything that I need to clarify. I'm going to drop that topic. I'm not going to speak any more about it. We're going to focus on sword testing now. All right. And I'm going to make some content for you guys so that in case I do have to move on, you guys can roll and, you know, carry on without me if necessary. But as for the devs hearing us, I can only hope that they have. They seem to be saying that they want to change directions, but I've heard them promise this for a year. So we will see what happens in the future seasons. I don't think everyone will go on strike because the people who are left now are serious fans of the game, or a couple of new people trying things out. But I don't know how much they will stick with the game, and I don't know whether or not they're going to 100% just be here only for the game, or to only, you know, work on this or that. We'll see. We'll see. The player count does continuously drop, so hopefully it won't drop any further, but unless there are serious content improvements, I don't see much more use in sticking around.
Would you like to use the laboratory?
Yeah, everybody's quit already, and again, it's hard to make a living here, like Selena says, which is why I said yesterday, look, I have to move on. I have to move on. I don't want to, and I don't intend to quit, but I have to move on. Well, Mr. Ahmed, we're going to be testing it out today, and then I'll give you my conclusions at the end of the stream. So watch the whole stream, watch the testing, because we've got a lot to learn. In case you're new to my channel, when we do testing, I don't just give you a snap judgment and say, "Oh, this is absolutely good," you know. Let's not talk about the competitors though. All right, so let me just gonna remove that message. Let's just focus on this, and please don't call me daddy. Just call me robot. All right, let's have a respectful distance between us. Okay. If you speak to me in a disrespectful manner, I will have to remove you from stream. I'd hate to do that, but let's keep a respectful, clean stream. All right. Okay. Now, this is what we call basic testing. First and foremost, I need to see if certain enhancements will work. Because if you take a look at this, what Enzo's perfect support does, it increases firearm attack, which is actually pretty important, alongside a lot of the other stuff here that we really, really need. So this 20% should increase the damage of the sword. So my sword hits are about 82,000. Yeah, 82,000, and then the additional damage is 34,000. Okay. I need to display some additional stuff. Hold on. No, that just makes it more skewed. Okay. Okay. 82. Noted. Now we're gonna activate this.
Support like this.
And see if the 82 increases. Okay, it increases to 87. So Enzo's abilities do buff the sword. Okay, good. So although Enzo's abilities say firearm attack, it does buff the sword. Now, the next thing we're going to test, all right, is we know the base amount, right? So we know the base amount. Let's test out shot focus, because we're going to have to understand which modules are actually going to help us out and which are not. So let's test it now. Shot focus with the sword. 82. 82. 82. Okay. I'm going to remove shot focus. So although Enzo's abilities, firearm attack, is buffing the sword, shot focus, which also says firearm attack, does not buff the sword. Still the same amount. No difference. Alright, so this is problematic. This is problematic because there's a discrepancy which we already see in terms of what's actually buffing the sword and what's not. So this means that walk tightrope also totally useless, which is why I created the gun supply build yesterday, which is designed solely to focus on giving Enzo the maximum bang for his buck via perfect support. Also the maximum amount of shields that I can get here. All right, this was the plan. This was the plan while we work on arcade tuning and buffing up everything else here as well. So there's a lot that we still have to do and test, and we will test all those things. So do look forward to that, because I'm going to slowly expand his arcade tuning and go through all of that. So today, I'm gonna go here. We're gonna save this first. All right, now reset. 82. Now I'm going to add arcade tuning here. Now it should work because it adds melee weapon as well. But this damage should go up. Now it's to 83. 83. Okay, so the arcade tuning works perfectly fine, which is good. We want that. If I swap over to the Malevolent, because I'm trying to avoid hitting any useless spots, and if I want to try and avoid hitting the useless spots, then I need to plan accordingly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 6 points. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. another 10 points. So 10 plus 6. That's 16 points. Probably won't be enough to get more cooldowns though. I think they should just say it enhances all damage because that would make the most sense, but we'll see. The problem is that I need to go both ways in the tree because defense neutralization is pretty important there. Yeah, it depends on how I want to go with this. Okay, hold on. Well, Mr. Ahmed, no, the farming will be done later, but testing has to be done first. First, you need to understand things. You can't just go and farm. It doesn't work that way. That's not how these games work. And I hope you understand that. All right? What we're doing first and foremost is to understand how something works. And once we understand it, then yes, obviously we'll go and farm. But we can't just go off and farm without understanding anything. So if this is your first time at your stream, this is how we do things. We're not like other creators. We're not just gonna go run around and go and say I know everything. That only stupid people will do that. Okay? Yeah, we don't do that here. Now, I've got this basic build for the sword. If anyone's got ideas about what I should do for the shadow, let me know. If you've tested it and can achieve a higher damage than me, please feel free to let me know. If not, then it's okay. But this is what I've got so far. I think it is going to work well. I have focused mostly on range because I think it is most important. But we'll see. All right, now let's go get more arcade tuning and we'll play around with the shadow first. We are, of course, going to advance the Manus as well, but the Manus is going to be advanced more like a side piece rather than the main one. Because the Manus has a very, very different build. And speaking of which, this Manus, as good as it is, yeah, the melee crit rate is already at 96%, so I definitely don't need any crit rate at all. In fact, is there weapon attack that will have... critical hit damage? I think instead of this one, we'll use the Keen Edge or the Insightful Strike because we're already at 96%. We don't need anything else from that. We could go even harder, but it's not much point because we're already pretty much maxed out with just that one core. We could go even harsher on damage, but then we'd have to hope, or it would only work with certain characters.
Hi there. What can I help you with?
Okay, let's advance this first. The Manus only does it for its special ability. It's not a big problem. But now supply firearm enhancer increases crit rate by 29%. Debating whether or not I can push this even harder. Because I pretty much have everything I need here. I don't need more range on this. I already have attack speed, damage. And I don't see any further crit damage. Lethal swing? No, I already have that. Oh, with the Manus, I could push it even harder. The thing is, I don't know if I'll need the final crit rate, but we'll see. Because if I can just run this with some crit rate and I can push it with Enzo, I may not get as much utility out of Glay, who has literally unlimited ammo, but Enzo can definitely push this even harder, at least for boss fighting and boss killing. So I'll have to see, because yeah, there could be other things I could do. I mean, I already have chill enhancement and a couple of the other things in there. I don't see any further need. Maybe I would go with I'd definitely go for the chill priority. That's for sure as well. And since the piercing rate is maxed out at 1, there's no point in having a higher piercing rate, which is completely fine. Because the piercing rate, as per the latest patch notes, is maxed out at 1. Well, Fortitude, you're gonna see it in action yourself. So, and Cobra the Dawn, it is hurting it bad, but I don't know if the game will shut down. I'm not gonna think too hard about it. We're just gonna see and wait. Yeah, the piercing rate cannot go above 1, which is completely fine. Max melee weapon increase is 2 times. So for the Manus, it's the melee weapon. So the max range increase is 2 times anyway. For this one also, the attack range is 1.75, which is fine. And I'm going to get 1 more mana sword at some later point in time. Okay, cool. That's fine. Alright. Let's go do some Sigma Sector to level up Enzo, and we can see it in action. A Nell build? Yes, I do, Minazuki. My Nell build is the same as day 1, and it is still one of the best Nell builds around. Both her farming and bossing build are on my channel. Alright, start with the farming build, that's here. See if you can find the bossing build on your own. All of my builds are in playlists as well. Here are both the playlists. You can bookmark them and peruse them in your own time. Alright, but I will say this much, Fortitude. There is a serious danger of TFD shutting down because, look, Nexon is pushing so hard on the skins because the game is not making enough money. That's kind of the problem, and that's why they go so hard on it. It's part of the reason why the devs are constantly being forced right now, but I don't know if that will carry on forever or if there will be any positive changes. I think the devs are trying to make positive changes on their end. I think they are pushing back because I think they get it. I think they get that, look, you know, maybe it's not so wise to just continuously
This is Hound Axion, reporting extreme
continuously
concentrations of
force
void energy
people
within the
to try and
operation
get
zone.
skins
All
and things
units,
like
please
that.
proceed at
Hopefully
your
they
own
learn.
discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
Okay. First, supply firearm enhancer, then we enhance this. Now, let's go around Slay. Now, if you want to live out your Devil May Cry dreams, technically you can. Alright, this will sort of help you do that. Okay, any more left? Oh, that one guy there.
Impressive, huh?
Yep, farming build and then bossing is the smarter method.
Here comes a big one.
Descendant, the transport has dropped a wide-ranged shaping charge on the ground.
Yep.
We need it to
The fact that he
purify
knows
the
that
void
means you're
energy.
really using my
Find
build.
the
It's literally
detonator
just
with your
one.
arcade, then hit
It's
the
literally just
detonation
one
device.
module change. And with the swords, you can't do the grapple slingshot trick, which is annoying, but oh well.
Impressive, huh?
Yep.
New super chat
That's essentially what happens, Fortitude, and I feel sorry for him because, like, I don't know, I just don't feel like they're able to do the things they're passionate about, which is silly because we should have a content focus first, and the money comes in with the skins. Appreciate that, Finesse. Let me know what kind of music you want, if I can play you anything, and I will while I farm. But yeah, the only way is that they have to define Exxon and focus on content first. If they have a really nice sustainable endgame, like, they'll have no trouble raking in the money because people will spend on skins, and also it encourages content creation because if I've got content to make that can keep people interested, right, then it makes it a lot easier for me as well because I can at least make stuff, make content, make money on the content, and then I can encourage people to buy skins by buying skins without leaning on my viewers. Like right now, I'm only going to buy skins if all of my viewers sponsor them, which is very difficult to do. You know, they've got their own money, they got their own expenses, they want to buy the skins too. You know, they can't just be sponsoring my purchases. So it's a tough situation, I'll say that much. And to me, at least, it feels like maybe they don't quite understand that this is the case. You know? Maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Sport like this. Yeah, there's nothing better.
Oh my! Extraction from operation zone initiated. Good work, Descendant.
Yes. By the power of Manus. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me. I gotta go and get rid of that. What's the build, Novocaine? I will drop it in a video at a later time. I'm currently in the testing phase, so I hope you understand. I can't drop it until then. I don't think it's on life support. I think it's still okay, but if the player count keeps dipping, then we might go a little bit on life support. But we'll have to wait and see how long it takes for that. That's why I'm preparing to play other games right now, because it's not an easy situation now. All right, it may be an easier situation in future, but you know, not right now. Sigma Sector trying to get double gold. What for now?
Well,
If you don't mind me
you're
asking,
here for
Sigma
modules,
Sector
right?
is not for trigger modules. I think you mean Axion Plains, because Axion Plains are the only place where you will focus on trigger modules. I'm just saying. In fact, I'm super saying, you know? I've got a full gold tactical acceleration for Enzo as well. No, I don't, Finesse. I stopped that game because it was pay to win. And I can't truly support any game that's pay to win. Because at the end of the day, that would drastically affect my people. So I saw that it was pay to win and I said, nope. Not interested, sorry. And I dropped them. And they also weren't willing to pay enough. So if they're not willing to pay me enough, then I'm not going to pay them enough. External components do take some time, so don't feel too bad about that. Okay, I need to use one more crystallization catalyst on Enzo. The question is where? Let's assign a socket up here. Then we'll assign a socket there. And I just need to reach arcade tuning 40. Sweet! But yes, welcome everybody. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys will have a good time here. Let's carry on. We got a Sigma sector. There's no ultimate descendant that's the hardest to achieve. All of them are just farming. But why do you call me Asian Red Robot? That's so weird. You can just call me Robot, sir. It's probably easier if you just call me Robot. Hey, Gabak, let me know what kind of music you want. Thank you very much for the super chat. I hope you're having a good day today. And look, they could actually revive a lot of the zones, the hard Void Intercepts as well. There's a lot that they can do. It just depends on what they want to do with it. Fortitude. That's kind of the thing. Metal. Sounds good. I'll play some heavy metal for you right now. And for those that don't like my metal, too bad, because I'm about to show you my latest album that's dropping today. All right. It should be distributed on SoundCloud, Spotify, and all major music platforms by Monday next week. But if you haven't heard it before, then this is some serious shit right here. You ready? Here we go. This one's for Gabak. Please enjoy. Yeah. That's okay, D'Angelo. I think it's a good game. Look forward to me playing it next week. I will play Borderlands 4 next week for the new event.
No hand to reach, no voice to hear. Only the sound of my passing fear. I cut the lines, I sink the ships. My words are poison on these dead lips. The memory of war is a wicked lie. I close my eyes just to watch it die. I stand on the edge of all I lost, accepting the toll, accepting the cost. I saw the light, I touched the sun.
Mission complete. Transport inbound. See you soon.
I stand at the bottom of the pit I dug.
I don't think that's good, Fortitude. I like that we can farm anything we need anytime, because this game needs to get sorry, let me pause that. Sorry, that was the next song already. This game needs to get as many players in as possible, so I think it's good that players can farm everything. That to me is, I think, a very positive change. So I don't want them to have anything from Warframe. And if you don't mind, I think we shouldn't discuss Warframe, so I'm just going to remove that. All right. Warframe is a competitor, and we should never compare this game to them. They've already made a lot of bad decisions by following Warframe. Let's not talk about anything Warframe related. Let's come up with original ideas to help this game. All right, because we should not look at the competitor at all. The only reason the competitor even has players is because it's been a long-standing game, just like WoW. People have already invested all that time in, they're not going to leave, right? Because they're not going to restart their entire journey that they've been on for 10 years. So I hope you understand that, and that's why I think that this game right now, if they want to be different, we meant to stop with the Warframe comparisons. We need to throw away Warframe and focus on original ideas that can help them. All right, so if you want to contribute, think originally. Avoid mentioning Warframe. We need to stop any discussion of Warframe, because if they keep copying Warframe or bad ideas from Destiny like ammo on swords, you know, I don't think this game is going to do very well. What they need is something original. They need a vibe that is unique to them. Maybe they need to look outside of their genre. Maybe they should start looking at Borderlands 4 or the Borderlands series for some fun ideas. Because one thing which I mentioned before was that Borderlands has some pretty fun legendaries in that game. And that, I think, can make a huge difference. I'm just saying. Well, yeah, anyone who played Destiny, we pretty much all said it. Like Austin said it day one. If there's ammo on swords, it's going to end up like Destiny. Ammo on swords was a terrible idea, yes. Anyway, I'll play another metal track as a bonus in a little while. And Finesse, if you want any kind of music, let me know.
Dropped a wide-ranged shaping charge on the ground.
But yes, I also agree with what you're saying, that the devs have great talent, they just don't understand how to sandbox loot content. They really need, like, we need more things that we can loot and do, but they tend to just, like, you know, put it all in one place, and that's the problem. The swords are fun, but in terms of like clear speed and whatnot, you're not going to be fast. So it's just a for fun kind of thing, you know? No, I think that they've taken enough inspiration, Fortitude, and that's why, having seen how they've developed this game over the year, I want to stop any comparisons to their competitor, and I think that they need to stop that entirely. We should focus only on original ideas or ideas outside of the box. So I hope you understand my stance on this, because they've already copied so many systems and all of it has failed. All of it has failed immensely because what they've done is create a clone of the other game, and everybody just went back to playing the other game. So I hope you understand my stance on this, because this is the reality. That's what happened. The more that this game became like the other game that we don't allow conversation about, the more that people just went back to the other game, because why are they playing this game? You know, why wouldn't they just play the game where they already farmed everything and already have everything? It's literally a waste of their time. So I hope you understand that, because that is the situation we find ourselves in, and that's why the player count is in the toilet. Because they cannot become more like their competitor. No inspiration must be taken from the competitor. Completely original ideas are the only way that this is going to succeed. Is it tough? People always tell me, yeah, it's so tough in the gaming industry to come up with original ideas. Of course it is. But does it matter whether it's tough? No. You gotta do what you gotta do. Do I say that, oh my god, I can't make money on TFD anymore, it's tough for me and my family, therefore, you know, it's too tough, I should be you know, like just playing COD and becoming another one of those streamers. Now, I do intend to play COD, funnily enough. I kind of want to play Black Ops 7, but it doesn't mean that that is my only path to success. There are many other ways through, you know, and that's what I think is important. Coming up with an original idea for how they do things, how they create content, that is going to be very important. I think it'll still be around in 2026. I don't see it shutting down next year. I don't see it shutting down for the next 2 years. But like I said, there will be some trouble. there is potentially some trouble. All right, so I think we have to also understand that, you know. I do think that this game will still be around, of course, but at the same time, yeah, they need to start thinking seriously. I already said it in several of my videos. I believe strongly and personally, I believe that what they need to do, what they need to change, is the simple fact that they, as creators, as devs, sorry, I shouldn't say creators because creators are me.
This is HQ.
They, as
Troops
devs,
are on the ground.
need to
Transport is en route to
decide
standby
what
position.
direction they want
Best
this
of
game to
luck,
go in.
Descendant.
What is the game that they are trying to
Descendant,
make?
We've confirmed a
What is
large-scale
their
Vulcan
game?
transfer. Attack their deployment point.
You know, what is the game that they are trying to create? If they want this to be strong in terms of waifus, which they seem to be making all the appeal about, if they want this game to be all about waifus, that's completely fine. But then they gotta be more like Vindictus. They gotta focus on them ultra sexy skins. Every single lady gotta be stacked. They gotta have dance emotes. I only got mine because my chat bought it for me. You know? It's that bad. Like, I'm not spending money on this game as much as I can avoid doing so because there's no point. I'm not making money, so why should they make money? You know? But my chat got it for me, so I did. My chat got me the cheerleader skin as well, so I did. But the Halloween skins, they haven't done that, so that's fine with me. I'm gonna keep it 300. I'm not gonna spend on it, because no point. I feel that the biggest thing about them hurting for money is that they are just trying to squeeze and milk the player base as much as possible.
Yeah, nothing better.
Thanks, Vanessa. I really appreciate that. That's kind of you. Oh, I ended up on path B because it took so long. Cool. My first time I've ever ended up on path B. This is like literally the first time I've seen this part of the Axion plains. Oh, it's literally the same thing.
Initiate enhancement.
Yeah, it can. That's why I'll be trying out other games and playing other games. So if you guys are interested in my other content, please follow me to other games as well. Turn your notifications to all, and I'll see you guys tonight for Monster Hunter Wilds. I will try and be around for TFD as much as possible, but, you know, I'm going to be realistic in that. Like I said, I don't make much money here anymore. I really don't. And because I don't make much money, I can't stay around forever. It's a tough situation for me. I'm trying my best, but it ain't easy.
Restoring shield.
Oh, wait, these guys, I don't have to kill them. Ah, silly. I only have to kill the main dudes.
Sport like
Okay,
this.
sorry. Didn't realize that.
Nothing better.
Never been on this route before. Fireman Enzo, because everybody loves, I can't remember what's that manga with the firemen. A lot of people have said that, and that's cool. I don't mind being the last creator that's relevant. Other people have other creators they watch. That's fine. That's them. But yeah, if people think I'm the last creator that's relevant, then good. I'll stay here and stay relevant as long as I can. But yeah, I think it's Fire Force, Samuel. I'll do my best for you guys. Like I said, I have no intention of quitting, and I don't want to quit.
Here comes
So quitting for me is not something I want to do, and I've already expressed that. But I will be preparing videos just in case I have to leave. But yeah, this is why I think a lot of people find this skin very goated. Because although it's just a universal skin for like the men and the ladies, it's a pretty cool skin. The problem is that even if this doesn't pay, other games don't pay either. Nah, that's okay, Baron. Don't worry, you do more than enough for me. I don't want to lean on people. At this current point in time, like I said, if we can't get new blood into the stream, if we can't get new blood to be spending on the stream, then just like the devs, you know, I can't really do much either. I'll do the best I can. I promise you guys that, but ain't nothing much for me to do, you know? Roll. 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 Oh, slammed.
Sport like this. Yeah, nothing better.
Roll. Roll.
Oh my! Operation completed. Awaiting transfer to transport position. Well done, Descendant.
Did I finish it? Yay, I have the other sword now. Thank you guys for getting me the sword pass, by the way. It meant a lot. Alright? It meant a lot to me that you guys are willing to go that far for me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll just grab these last few bits and finish off everything. Looks like it's all done. Okay, battle supply shop fully complete. And I'll just get these readjustment axes. I can neither hate nor love them. Do I have any favorite games that I love to play? No, I just play a lot of different games because I just like to experiment around. I mean, it's my job as a creator anyway. So yeah, I experiment around a lot. So yeah, just make sure you're always tuning in and you'll get a chance to see all the different games that I love. That is as far as I can say on that. So the more you tune in and watch me, even if it's not this game, if you tune in and watch other games as well, you'll see that I do love quite a few different things. Okay, there we go. Now the Shadow has the cooler skin, I guess. Let's keep earning arcade tuning. No, I would never play Destiny 2 or any of the TFD competitors. I don't think I will ever be able to go high by playing what is effectively the same thing. No, I don't think so. That is not the case. I think it'll be better if I completely focus on something different. Is there hope for the next season? There's always hope. I just don't know whether the hope is good or not. But there will always be hope. The question is whether that hope will actually result in something good for us or just fall flat on its face. That remains to be seen. I mean, the collectibles are okay. I don't view that as a negative, but yeah. Destiny 2 is dying even harder than TFD, so I will never move there. The Descendant Lounge is okay, but that is only if they choose to go full Gunnar direction. Which, again, look, guys, there's nothing wrong if they go full Gunnar. There's really nothing wrong if they decide to do that. Like, I'll keep playing, and I'll stick around as long as I can, but I have no need or decision to I have no need or desire to just throw myself into the fire for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will do my best for you guys, and I always will. Always have, always will. But, you know, doing my best just means, like, I'll do what I can for you guys. And, of course, like I said, my priority will be feeding my family. So I'll try and prepare some content just in case I have to dip. But, at the same time, I'll also still work on whatever I can. Like, right now, the swords are okay-ish. But again, that's literally all they are. Okay-ish. I can't really say anything beyond that. I will keep trying them out, though, but I have to fully level Enzo's arcade tuning to get the vibe. However, they are capable of killing most bosses. So, I guess in that way, they're pretty alright. They're not, like, horrendous or really, really bad. They're okay. They're okay. There's more to be done, of course. But for now, at least in my personal opinion, they are okay. There's still more that I can do and more that I can push for, but they're okay. They're alright donuts. Okay, let's go do an actual time test. Well, don't worry, I'm about to play more metal for you guys. This is the song that I was playing earlier. It's called The Weight of the Fracture. And I hope you guys will keep supporting my music. It's free. Here's my SoundCloud. You can actually get me on Spotify and all major music platforms. I'm on Apple Music, Deezer, Amazon Music. Anywhere you'll be able to find my music. My new album comes, my new EP comes out on Monday. My next album should be done by next Friday as well. So please keep supporting my tracks. I get paid no matter where you play my music. All right, but the best is SoundCloud because you will get my releases very fast.
Reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone.
All right, enjoy some more music while we roll.
At your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
Descendant, enemy troops are being transferred in large numbers.
That's true, Baron.
You must attack their point of origin.
I stand at the bottom of the pit I dug. The world feels unplugged. The fracture is visible, a scar in the core. A part of my spirit that bleeds evermore. No self-forgiveness, no turning of page. Just the brutal promise of a lifetime's rage. I carry the pieces and they cut my hands, but this weight is mine, no one understands. To fight the current is to choose the wound, to reject the solace of being consumed. I will not crumble to the floor. I will not beg for breath anymore. The weight of the fracture is my purpose now. A burden of
That's a bad idea, Alan. No. And welcome, new subscribers.
from the splinters of what used to be. I drag my wreckage towards liberty. Every sunrise is a battle I've drawn. A ghost in the mirror from dusk until
Swords should not consume anything. They should just be weapons you can go Dynasty Warriors with. Overpowered is what's important.
The shadow I cannot ignore. To fight the current is to choose the wound. To read
I agree, I sneeze on you. You won't hear me say you're wrong.
Sails are told.
Oh my!
I love how that song always
Mission
randomly
complete.
comes on whenever a
All units
playlist
proceed
completes.
to transport
Anyway,
location.
I hope you guys enjoyed a
Great
little more
work out
metal.
there.
For those that like my music, alright, you can hit me up on SoundCloud. And for those that dip whenever I play my music, hey, that's cool. You do you. But my real fans will always enjoy my artistry. So thank you to the real ones who always listen to my music. And remember, I'm on all major music platforms as well. I always find it funny that like viewers will just dip whenever I play my own tracks. Sometimes I feel like I should just keep playing my songs on blast the entire time. But at the end of the day, I am a musician. I am an artist as well as a streamer and content creator. So those who want to close the ears to that kind of stuff, sorry, not sorry. All right. You won't find a good place here in my community because my community is all about that music.
New super chat received.
Thank you, Cuckoo Jiao. Wow, what a name. Anyone who is Singaporean will understand this, but that is a terrible name, dude. You got to change your YouTube name. Play on console and PC with one account, yes, but you have to know how to link your account, all right? So next time I see you, please change your name, all right? No problem, Adam. Let me know what's next on the list for you.
Received.
Here's an article on how to link your Nexon ID without losing your progress. Read that, Mr. Cuckoo. And after you go there, you should be able to link your account. You can play on both console and PC with one account. All right, there you go. Have fun, and please change your name before you ever come back. All right. As a fellow Singaporean, hey bro, this one my career lah. Can you not make me say such things in public or not? Okay, let's all be more normals, yeah, huh? Don't make me bring out the limpe kalikong. Never you mind, Baron. You don't need to know. A certain toxic obsession, eh? How can I disagree with that, Mr. Adam? Very well, the Warlock is calling for the toxic obsession. Why not? Let's go do a little more farming, shall we?
We'll soon have some decent weapons thanks to some brave veteran. Isn't that great?
Okay. Alright, slowly advancing Enzo. Slowly, painfully advancing Enzo. I'll see how far you can go. Okay. Do I have enough time? Yes, I do. Let's go. I think a stamina limiting factor would also have been a terrible, terrible idea. Unfortunately, you know, this kind of thing is difficult because I feel like they should have just added nothing. Just put in like a Devil May Cry style system and stop caring. Because that is how it should have been. I should have been Virgil. I should have been Dante. You know, I should have been just running around with Rebellion and Yamato and just absolutely ripping my way through everything. Like, that's how it should have been. Dude, my game just froze. Guys, are you seeing that? Okay, it unfroze itself. What the hell? What the hell? Alright. But yeah, no, I feel like they should have just gone Devil May Cry style. Screw stamina and whatever. Just let me get a stylish combo meter. See, a Dante skin would have... That's because his spelling of that Baron is different. So, don't be Googling... Hey, why you Google such things? If you actually Google such things, all right, you will see some NSFW stuff, lah, bro. Don't do that. Don't Google. Alright, anyway, thank you for the super sticker, alright? Fellow Singaporean, I appreciate your support for this channel. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think stamina would have been a terrible idea. Anyway, let's play the song that Adam wants. And if you have a particular music taste, Mr. Singaporean friend, let me know. If you don't know my music, you can stick around and listen to a couple of things that I do, or you can find what I do on SoundCloud, but I've got quite a variety going right now. I even have K-pop. But for now, this is what Adam wants. Let's go. Time for Wall Crasher.
We were never good. We were never good, but we were never boring. Tried to cut it off, but we just kept going. We were never in love, but it was an obsession. I got so sick of feeling stuck, but God, I miss it. Sick of waiting for you to call. 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 You never did me right, but you never told me lies. You made me wanna fight. I never thought you'd say goodbye, yet I still wonder why. Sick of waiting for you to call.
Hello, Kiri.
Sick of waiting for you to call. Sick of waiting for you to call. Sick of waiting for you to call. I trace your number with my thumb. Every night it feels so dumb. My fingers hover over the screen like I'm a ghost. A half-forgotten dream. I swore I'd move on, get out of this haze, but I'm just spinning in these empty days. The silence is loud, the quiet scream, chasing a feeling that was never a real thing. Sick of waiting for you to call. 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 You never did me right, but you never told me lies. You made me wanna fight. I never thought you'd say goodbye, and I still wonder why. Yeah, I still wonder why. Yeah, I still wonder why. Two, three. It's just me. 1, 2, 3. It's just me. My blood type is BDE. 15 years still fresh and Febreze. Feeling like you on the MFB. Get them all together like F. Gary. Gray matter on another plane. Big Joker ain't playing no games. I am insane. My mama know I'm in pain. Like Liam, I'm taking the blame. What a shame, I'm different. My mind's adrift, I gone missing. Who you kidding? It was written. Whole lane and I'm switching gears. It's time to steer. Gotta switch my peers. New views and I'm out of here. The end is near. New state of mind. Gotta change. I'm different. 1, 2, 3. It's just me. 1, 2,
1.8 bill.
3. It's just me. 1, 2, 3. It's just me. 1, 2, 3.
I'll pause that there, but I'll play a bonus track for y'all soon. Okay. That was some nice work there. Now I need to go poke around. Let me head back to Spell Beyond. Swap back to Enzo, and we'll go back to farming in the Sigma sector. Time to keep farming like a nerd. And we'll see what we can do. Alright. Back to Enzo. Slowly and steadily doing his shit. Okay. The other skin that I could technically use would be this one. But I don't think it'll be as cool. Looks shiny and stuff, but not quite as cool. This makes me look like some weird competitor. Although Thunderbearer, I do like this skin as well. This one's pretty cool. They have a few that are pretty awesome. Or if you want the authentic feeling, you can go with something like this. But I'm going back to my fireman. I don't blame you, Baron. I do not blame you at all. Anyway, here's a little more music, a little bit of a bonus track. Hey, Saifuden. Now this is one of my favorite rap rock songs. Maybe not quite Adam's Toxic Obsession, but I do like this one.
Yeah, you heard me, but I need it. I'm addicted to the feeling. It's your loving, it's my weakness, but I'm fiending and I'm bleeding, and it's worse when I'm breathing. But I don't wanna come down. No, I don't wanna come down. Don't wanna come down. How do I stop feeling this way? If you love me, how could you stay?
Specialized bonus aircraft supplied. It's defective. Shooting down.
What? No! No! Okay. That was so funny. Yo!
Where this all went, you pull me in, then you push me out, leaving me lost in a sea of doubt. And still I chase the high you give, but I don't wanna come down. No, I don't wanna come down. Don't wanna come down. How do I stop feeling this way?
That's not a bug. But that's how that is the only thing that makes playing the swords worth it. I'm telling you right now. Ultimate Luna is very good. Haley sucks right now. Hopefully they'll buff her in future. But Haley was designed as a boss killer, not a farmer, so it depends on what you're trying to use her for. Like, of course, other characters are better at boss killing for now. But yeah, Haley is no longer used in a lot of stuff right now.
Here comes a big one.
Anyway, that was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. So apparently the lock-on with the sword, if you're locking on to the ship, it'll just cause you to do that weird attack with the sword. So you can deal with the ship using the sword. It'll just make you jump up and just keep whacking the thing. Oh, that was funny. It's very amusing. I feel very amused by that right now. Anyway, now we know how the swords deal with the ships. You just basically jump up and start swinging in midair. That is funny.
Close air support available. Danger close. I repeat, danger close.
You know, see, that's kind of thing. If they want to make the Gooner skins, all they have to do is buff Haley and people will buy the Gooner skins even more. Because, yeah. Haley has one of the best styles in the game, if you get what I mean. So, you know, it makes no sense if you tell me that you want, if you want to sell Gooner skins, you know, but you're not investing in Haley, they would sell so many more skins if they did that. Yeah, assets, you know, I hear you, I hear you. I mean, you're not wrong, pal. How did that not hit him? I don't understand. There's something I'm missing. Is it because he rises up? Is that why?
You will be like us.
Mission complete. All units proceed to transport.
I mean, it's not
location.
super
Great
slow,
work out there.
but it's also not the fastest exactly. It's alright. It's alright. I guess if you just want a bit of extra fun, this would be the kind of weapon you can use. It's just a bit of extra fun, in my personal opinion. Decent, but nothing super special or fantastic. In order to make Haley more useful, they'll have to make her a better bosser than Serena, because that's all she can do. Like, I feel like Serena should be more of an AoE mobber type of person, whereas Haley is like focused single target damage. She gonna put a hole in the enemy character. You know, like one shot from her and that Colossus is done. Lore wise, that wouldn't really work out, but you know, who cares about lore?
Sound Axion to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
Where's the enemy? Am I missing some enemy somewhere? Hey, Sir Tommy, happy Friday indeed. Dude, what the hell? This silly place and its bugs. The hell enemy am I missing?
New super chat received.
And Keelan is alright. You can check out my build for him. It's on my channel. And the thing is, Kyle doesn't restore ammo, so... I mean, well, technically, I guess you can with his barrier, but... No, I wouldn't. Like, Kyle, why would I need to use a sword, though? Kyle, with the Secret Garden, is going to do far more damage than that. Like, we can't... You know, J-Rob, we can't force... This mission's bugged. This is silly. You can't force something to be good. It might be fun, but it's really not going to work. And either way, if you've played my Kyle farming build, my Kyle farming build is one of the fastest farming builds. There's no room to even use the sword. Because what would I ever use the sword for? I mean, if you want a fair comparison, right? Why would I ever need to use the sword when I've got 5 dashes? For anyone that's actually playing my Kyle farming build and not somebody else's bootleg build, and I hope you're not using some bootleg build because you should know which is the original. All right, let me just show you, why would I ever need the sword? You know, let me just ask that question. Why would I ever need the sword? You know? And Sir Tommy, please let me know what kind of music you'd like me to play for you. And I'll happily play you something good. Or if you can't decide, then I'll play you ultra sad military rock and make you cry, okay? All right. But honestly, look, assuming you're not pulling somebody else's bootleg build,
reporting extreme concentrations of void
if you were to
energy
run
within the
my
operation
Kyle
zone,
build, like
all
literally,
units, please proceed
why
to
do I
your
need
own
the sword when
discretion,
my
but do
thing
not
just
exceed
kills
your limits.
everything? See what I'm saying? What room do you have for the sword? My ability is faster than any sword in the game. You wouldn't even use the sword for drip because it would lower your total damage. You would want to have the Secret Garden instead as a speed stick. FYI, you'd run faster with a Secret Garden than you would with a
Arcane
sword.
life signs detected inside a vault structure.
Alright. Oops. I didn't get enough height there. This is kind of the issue. Like, on a character like this, why would I ever need my sword? Even on your back? Oh, well, I guess you could use, like, the katana, the big one on your back. Yeah, fair enough. That one you could use for drip. I forgot about the back attachment, actually. You know what? Yeah, that's actually a great suggestion. I'm gonna put it on right after this, but again, you know, when would I ever use the sword? When I'm literally a B-52 bomber and I can annihilate people with the stuff that I drop.
I will serve.
If you're gonna use a bootleg build, buddy, then, you know, you enjoy that, J-Rob, but, yeah, no. I mean, I can't stop you from following builds that are bootlegged for mine or that are less efficient, but you're just gonna be wasting time. If you just want to do it for fun, sure, go ahead. But again, like, anyone that's played my Kyle build, what's the point? When you can clear everything faster, just this. The only use for the sword
Operation
is literally
completed.
just go
Awaiting
put the big
transfer to
katana on your
transport
back.
position.
There you go.
Well done, Descendant.
Yeah, this is the only use for the sword, for the drip. And let this be a lesson to you, J-Rob. Please don't be using builds that are not mine. I mean, you can, but then I'm sure you're one of those that said I'm one of the last good creators, right? So why would you use a bootleg? Why not just use a robot build? Makes no sense, right? I'm just saying. It makes no sense to say that I'm the creator you respect and then say I want to use somebody else's build. Why bother? Why would you waste time? If you like to waste time, I cannot stop you. Or if it's just for fun, I cannot stop you. But again, I think you're wasting time. Now then.
This is Hound Axion, reporting extreme concentrations of void energy within the operation zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your
Almost
limits.
forgot my poll for today. Here, those of you that are here now, you can vote on what you think of swords personally. And what's good for a Friday? You know what, Sir Tommy? I think if we're gonna roll on a Friday, then what we need, I think what we need to party. I think it's time for some K-pop. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Oh, the other day, Sir Tommy, actually, yeah. Sorry, before I start this run. I don't know if you heard when I was playing some of the boy band stuff, but you asked me the other day if I had some sad pop. Technically I do, and I actually thought about creating a so-called like sad pop heartbreak style album. It's gonna be a derivative of my boy band stuff, but I think you might actually like it. But first, let me see if you like the sound. So I'm gonna play something for you. Let me know if it's the kind of sound that you'd like for your sad pop, because I remember that that was a taste that you wanted, right? And I think I can make something happen in that regard. I will try. I will try. Sorry, Baron, you're gonna have to suffer for a little bit, but you know, I did want to show Sir Tommy this because you know, since he doesn't have a lot of time, now is the time, you know? Oh yeah, no problem. I will do it right away. Baron will just have to suffer for a little bit. Let me see if this sound is something similar to what you might like. It's gonna be different when I do the sad pop, but this is my boy band. I'm gonna use a derivative of this to make your sad pop.
If you could see the hurt I feel inside, just give me one more chance.
This is HQ. Troops are on the ground. Transport is en route to standby position. Best of luck.
Ignoring the warning, I should have known better than to break your trust. Now my whole world is turning back into dust. I walk through these rooms and I hear your goodbye. Every regret is echoing in the silence tonight. I know you're tired of hearing the same old line.
Specialized focused aircraft appeared over the operation.
I finally understand the damage that I did, and I just can't live like this. No, I can't quit. Is it too late to say that I'm standing here waiting to throw away the past that you keep hating? I don't deserve it, but I'm asking you, baby, please stay. 'Cause I can't breathe if you walk away. I'll tear down the walls, I'll learn how to bend. Let me show you this is where my bad habits end. Just let me whisper, let me prove I can mend this heart. We deserve a brand new start. Remember the first time we drove to the coast, that feeling of magic, the thing I miss the most. I took it for granted, I let the ego win. The biggest mistake that I've ever been.
Okay.
Give me the time, let me earn my way back.
I think I know what to do for you, Sir Tommy. I can't wait. I've got some crazy ideas.
I'll pick up the slack. I know you're tired of hearing the same old line, but this time the feeling is deep and genuine. I finally understand the damage that I did, and I just can't live like this. No, I can't quit. Is it too late to say that I'm standing here waiting to throw away the past that you keep hating? I don't deserve it, but I'm asking you, baby, please stay. 'Cause I can't breathe if you walk away. I'll tear down the walls, I'll learn how to bend. Let me show you this is where my bad habits end. Just let me whisper, let me prove I can mend this heart. We deserve a brand new start. If love is a battle, then I'm throwing down my shield. The hurt that I caused you, it's finally revealed. My true self is crying, I'm begging on my knees. Don't let our only chance just blow away on the breeze. Yeah, baby, please. It's too late to say that I'm standing here waiting to throw away the past that you keep hating. I don't deserve it, but I'm asking you, baby, please stay. 'Cause I can't breathe if you walk away. I'll tear down the walls, I'll learn how to bend. Let me show you this is where my bad habits end. Just let me whisper, let me prove I can mend this heart. We deserve a brand new start. A brand new start. Please, just one more.
Okay.
Of course.
Oops.
A heart that longs.
Low. That random play. But anyway, yeah. All of my music is always well designed. But if you think it sounds right, Sir Tommy, then yeah, I think I got some interesting ideas for you. I have some good ideas of what I can prepare. So do look forward to it.
Impressive, huh?
Wait, is the guy invisible? Oh, there he is. Yeah, torture goes in cycles, you know? But anyway, tell you what, since it's a Friday for you, Sir Tommy, you tell me, are you in more of a... Do you want more of a happy vibe, or do you want more of a sad vibe for your Friday? You know, what kind of a Friday is it for you? If it's a happy, hot Friday, then
Extraction
you know
from
what?
operation zone initiated.
Maybe I'll
Good
put
work,
on...
Descendant.
Maybe I'll put on some K-pop for you. I just wanted to do this one so that I could get an idea of what to work on for you. But yeah, happy or more like or maybe more smooth. Yeah, every song that I have here is made by me. So if you're interested in my music, here's my SoundCloud, here's my Spotify. I'm a verified artist on Spotify now. I get paid wherever you play my tracks. So if you play my tracks on SoundCloud, I get paid there. If you play my tracks on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, it doesn't really matter. All of it, I get paid. So it doesn't matter where you play my tracks now. But
Troops are on the ground.
Amazon
Transport is en
Music,
route to standby
Spotify, and all
position.
this, they
Best of luck,
release a lot
Descendant.
later than my SoundCloud. My SoundCloud is current. So for example, as I make tracks and release them on
Confirmed a
SoundCloud,
large-scale Vulgus transfer.
you will get them like
Attack
in real
their
time.
deployment point.
But for Spotify and the rest, because they are professional releases, I only release on a per album basis. So you usually have to wait until the album's complete. Like for example, my Military Rock's coming after my hip hop's done. There's 2 more tracks to release in my hip hop album, which are coming today. All right, so you have to wait until those release. Then next week I'll distribute my hip hop album out. So yeah. I have a lot of music that I make, and I love making music, but they're all songs that I make, yes. Every single song is original. I write the song, I do the arrangements, I use AI for the vocals, but I do everything else, like the sound engineering, and now the arrangements are also done by me. Because I wanted to, like, with the new AI is so much more powerful that I can actually arrange the songs kind of the way I want them to. So I try and create more clever arrangements, more unique arrangements, so that songs within an album sound similar without, you know, just being complete copies of one another. So yeah, after all this is done, I'll be releasing my Military Rock album. So that one's also really, really nice. I might do a little bit of promotion for that by showing some of you guys the tracks. Where's the last guy? In a second. Irish pub songs. Well, that's something at least.
Sport like this.
But I think that that's very good. You know, I'm big on family. So recently I tell you, my mom, she was watching her shows on this pirate site. I was like, Mom, I'll just pay you a subscription. So I did that. I took over my mom's subscription for her entertainment. I just, you know, family's just too important. So I like people that are very family-ish, and I understand that about you, Baron. So that's cute. Family interaction's beautiful. Woo! I used the wrong skill. I used the wrong skill, but it's okay. My mom hates the metal, but she likes a lot of the pop and K-pop that I produce and all that kind of stuff. So I usually like send her samples of my music and stuff like that. Let her have a listen. Naraka, Blade Point, no, not my type of game. I'm not a fan of those types of games, I have to admit. I was offered to play Naraka Blade Point, but the last time that I worked with an organization, you know, to do content for Naraka Blade Point, the organizer refused to pay my fee. So because of that, I stopped wanting to work with them. They don't strike me as good people. Because look, I told them that, look, you want me to play your game, it's not my genre. Alright, so I will happily play your game, but you gotta show me that you're sincere about making a deal, and they weren't sincere, you know? So yeah, it fell through, and ever since then I'm like, okay. You know, if it's gonna fall through, then cool. You show no interest in me, I show no interest in you, so yeah. Ever since then I haven't been interested in Naraka Blade Point. Your fam would love the Viking stuff. That's also another album I want to work on, but I need more time with it. Because I feel that at my current level right now, it's just not ready. It's just not ready to really hit the level that I want it to hit, you know?
Mission complete. Transport inbound. See you soon.
So that's where I'm at with my Viking stuff. I can make more, of course, but at the same time, like, it's not ready yet, and I know myself. So, yeah. But anyway, for those that are interested, I will play some of my military rock for you guys. I'm heavily advertising it because that's next on the list for me. And I hope that some of you guys will enjoy it. These are very authentic songs that talk about things like PTSD, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, this is currently one of our best. It's called Sudden Silence.
This is Hound Axion to all personnel. Void storm is intensifying. Conditions are unfavorable. Proceed with caution. Over.
Just standing by the coffee machine, checking out the menu, same old scene. The lights were soft, the music low, a place where nothing scary goes. But then the espresso make a hiss, and a sound just slammed me in the chest. The air went heavy, cold and dead, and the real world vanished in my head. Concrete crack and settle. I dropped the cup and I hit the floor, searching for the nearest door. Where's my rifle? Where's the dust? I only know I can trust. It hits you in the sudden silence. It rips you from the calm. It's a lightning strike of violence. The memory is a bomb. Softly now, sir, you okay? Please tell me how. My eyes are wide, I can't focus yet. My shirt is soaked in freezing sweat. I look at the floor expecting blood, but it's just the coffee, a brown muddy flood. I pick myself up slow and steep from a place where promises you couldn't keep. It hits you in the sudden silence. It rips you from the calm. It's a lightning strike of violence. The memory is a bomb. You can't run the
Well, thanks. I hope you guys will enjoy my military rock album when it drops. Now, as for the Viking stuff, Adam, the reason, like for me, for anyone that doesn't know, I've also made Viking music, but the main problem for me is that I need to get it a little more authentic. I need to be perfect. I'm the type of artist that, like, when I make my stuff, like, I need it to be really, really good. I can't half-ass it. You know, I'm not that sort of person. If I try to half-ass it, I'll just be, you know, untrue to myself. So the Viking stuff is good, but I need it to be perfect. Now, still, it's decent, but there's still some minor issues with it. Let me just talk you through it for anyone that's interested. I'll play some of my tracks now, me as well, while I'm farming anyway. This is a track called Freya's Fury. It's supposed to be part of my new album, but the issue is, like, there are two versions of this song. I'm gonna play them both. They're really cool, but there's some arrangement problems. And I think that's where I went, I'm having issues.
But do not exceed your limits.
Have a listen, I'll talk you through it.
Specialized Vulgus aircraft detected. That aircraft is used to fly through void storms. It must be shot down.
More like this. Death is nothing better.
Descendant, air support is standing by. On your signal, will initiate suppressing fire.
So that right there, right?
This'll change the game.
On the surface sounds really, really good. But the main issue that in that song is that the drums that I want need to be a bit deeper. I needed that real tribal feeling, and I wasn't able to get that perfect just yet. So I'm still experimenting with the various AI bands that I can use to try and create that perfect tribal atmosphere, because I wanted something similar to Wardruna, but I wanted to have it with like a strong female vocalist, because I just feel that the satyr witch vibe is just too important for this type of music. Like, I wanted it tribal, but I needed that hypnotic female voice to be included. So that, I think, is like, the lyrics are fine and whatnot, but it just wasn't as perfect as I wanted it to be, you know? So that's where I had the main issue with that one. I'll play the other version of that track in a little while, which is a little bit better, but yeah, I still haven't gotten the perfect sound, you know? Once I get the perfect sound, you know, I'm ready to go, but it's
Hound
not
Axion to HQ.
quite there yet.
Mission complete.
Now, I do have to BRB for a second, though, because I need to go to the washroom, but that should give you a little bit of insight into where my thoughts are at and why the Viking album's going to take a while. It will be some time before it's ready, but when it is ready, it's going to be really perfect. That's for sure. Okay, now I will BRB. And I will be back after I head to the washroom. Don't do anything weird while I'm gone. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. I also had to go and check on some stuff outside. But we are back now, and it is time to roll on Enzo. I'll put my phone back on charge, though. Actually, it's at 97%. Forget it, I'll leave it. Okay. How much longer till Wall Crasher? A little while. Trick modules. Okay, I got plenty of space. Now, back on that grind. You know, I've forgotten how insane the arcade tuning grind is. I remember doing this a while back, and I'd spend, like, when it first came out and there was a character I really wanted to update, I would like do 2 streams each time and just do that. Now, like, doing it without the dailies is just horrendous.
This is Hound Axion, reporting extreme concentrations of void
But
energy
what to do?
within the operation zone. All units, please proceed at your own discretion, but do not exceed your limits.
Descendant, we've confirmed a large-scale Vulgus transfer. Attack their deployment point.
You know, Axion Planes is technically almost as good. I wonder.
Here comes a big one. Rest.
Wow, flashbang twice. I'm gonna try the Axion Planes after this.
Impressive, huh?
Alright. Please rest well, Gabak. Thank you for hanging out.
Here comes a big one.
Where's the last guy? Jesus Christ.
This'll change the game. Powering shield at light speed.
Captain Elias, deploying arcade. I am the original.
Here comes a big one. Impressed. Yes, I'm good at this.
Extraction from Operation Zone initiated. Good work, Descendant.
Okay. Got another point in arcade tuning. Slowly and steadily earning our way up there. Alright. Back to Spell Beyond. Let's go bum around. Let's go bum around, go bum around Axion planes and see if it's gonna be worth my time. What'll happen if I just bring Enzo into Wall Crasher? Like, how bad will that actually be? I wonder. First, put this here. And then I'll need one more slot there. This one, I will assign, sorry, M slot here. Let's go level up the chill priority.
Welcome. You're here for modules, right?
Damn, I enhanced it all the way and there's no space for it. Whoops. Ah, well. I guess for now, I'll just have to stay there until I put in another C slot. Okay. That was me being silly. That's how it goes. All right. I know I've got like 4 minutes, but I'm gonna try anyway, just so I don't waste any time. Let's see what happens. I am very interested in seeing what happens.
Descendant, a large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area.
Here comes a big one. We're in when we're out of supply.
Creatures multiplying. There must be a colony.
More like this. Yeah, nothing better. Restoring shield.
Even though the Manus has a elemental advantage, when it comes to farming, the Manus cannot compete. Whew. Yeah, now the shadow might actually be better.
Here comes a big one.
But, survival proves to be a bit of a problem. These swords don't kill fast enough. So at most, they're kind of cool. Okay, I'm actually going to try it out in the, I'll mostly be buffing everybody else, so I'm actually going to try it out here. See what happens. See if this is worth anything. Okay. Yeah, the MP cost is stupid on this for bossing, because I can't even like do all that much. I bet I only did like, yeah, 49 million, that's it. Like, it's not so much the damage of this that's bad, it's the limiting factor here is the MP cost on the swing of the Manus. It's supposed to be the big boss killer, right? Then surely I should have limitless MP when swinging it. So, I don't know, I can't quite get behind this as a good weapon. There are too many issues to unpack here. Can't strike a weak point for more damage. Enemy has way higher defenses. I think I have to say swords are just for fun. Like, we can't actually turn these into what I would consider viable weapons, because that's all they are, just like some fun weapons that you can run around and use, for a little bit, but beyond that, they don't actually serve a true purpose, and that is actually sad. I genuinely feel sad about that. I wanted them to be better, but they're not. How come also... Oh, there we go. You can see. I haven't gotten enough red vouchers yet. I better go get some. Yeah, but other descendants don't even need it to finish the boss in the Axion plains, so a lot of people are coping right now by saying, oh, I can use Deus to finish the boss, but what's the point in that? Like, if you just played Kyle, the boss is gonna die instantaneously anyway. And finishing off a boss in the Axion plains is not a use of the weapon. Like, it is literally you forcing yourself to use and enjoy a weapon when other weapons could do the same. Or, in fact, you don't even need a weapon on most effective builds, unless you desperately, desperately want to play an S no matter what, when there are faster farmers, FYI, like Kyle. Like, I can't, in good conscience, I can't say that this sword is useful or even helpful to anyone. Like, unless you're, like, literally people are deliberately forcing themselves to utilize this in some meaningful way, when realistically, it's not actually useful. That's where I feel disappointed, because what should be considered a useful weapon, or what should have been added in order to make Descendants feel powerful and strong, is mediocre. Instead of being one of the best choices, they've given us something mediocre that takes ages to farm. Like, I can't get behind that. I can't say, oh, this weapon's good, it's useful. No, it's not. It's literally garbage. Like, all it's good for is basic farming, and even if you want to do something else with it, you can't fight bosses with it. Like, you can't fight serious bosses with it. Being able to kill a boss in the Axion plains, you could do that with a wet breeze. So, I don't know. I can't recommend the sword to anyone. It's quite literally horrendous. Maybe as a stat stick, but even then, I don't know. Like, I can kill any boss anytime I want, if we're not talking about, say, Wall Crasher, and even then I could probably do decently with my boss and Kyle. Like, literally Kyle can do everything the Manus can with no MP cost. Oops, sorry, forgot that I have to take off from the knock ground. That was my bad there. As it is, like I said, skills already have more AoE than the Shadow. So the Shadow is practically useless unless you just want to look cool with Enzo, which admittedly is awesome. But the Deus is even worse. Like, I'm able to just bomb an entire region. Oops, sorry, did that again. I keep forgetting that I have to jump up. I haven't played Kyle seriously in a while. In this Void Vessel, I mean. I keep forgetting that here you gotta jump up.
Here I come. Can't escape.
I think what disappoints me the most is just that, like, it costs MP as well. Like, that's a major disappointing factor. Because Enzo can run sort of like close to limitless ammo, which is cool. But then it's still gonna eat away my MP, which is how I get my, well, close to limitless ammo. So, nah, not useful. I mean, if you want to use the sword, like, you know, more power to you, but yeah, I can't. I cannot genuinely accept its use. And I actually forgot which box I need. Give me 1 second. Experimental. That's right. Thankfully, one of the only areas where I can take off from the ground and still get it done. I'm hoping that if I finish my last Manus, it'll be a little bit better. But so far... all the swords suck, Hersher. Like I said, everybody is just using copium to say I can use it for this and that, you know? But in actuality, why would you bother? You would literally just be wasting time when I could like just bomb out an entire area with Kyle. So if you don't want to go through the grind, don't waste your time. You can just get 1 copy for mastery, and that's about it. I would not recommend the sword at all. It's just for looks, it's just for looking cool. The sword sucks ass because it cannot compete damage-wise. Like, using it in a lot of circumstances is just not good. I mean, you can try and use it if you want to. If you really like it with your Ines, that's fine. But to me, that's just copium. That's just everybody, you know, relying on copium and saying that, hey, this is good, but it's not. And I don't want to lie to my audience and say it's good because it's literally garbage. Like, anything the sword can do can literally be done better by, you know, any other character in the game. Now, granted, I did not test with Serena. That could change some things, but I don't foresee it changing things drastically, to be fair. So having tested swords, I personally say they are absolute garbage and a waste of your time. If anyone wants to waste time farming them, you can. I mean, they might buff them significantly in future. I would hope they do. In which case, at that point, it might be worthwhile to go through the grind. Hopefully, they buff the grind for you guys as well. But, yeah, it's just not worth it. Because what am I going to do when the sword is supposed to be a boss-killing sword, but it's costing me MP to swing? Why? It's not only costing me ammo, it's costing me MP to swing. There should be no MP cost, in my personal opinion.
Prepare yourself. Time to come.
I mean, no ammo cost won't even help though, because the MP takeaway would be on characters like Serena, Enzo, who actually need MP. If there's no ammo cost, then I mean, the only character that would significantly benefit is still Glay, because Glay would just be like, hey, no MP cost and no ammo cost now, so I don't even have to worry about Frenzy. I can just go around. I don't even have to trigger my skill. She can just turn on Frenzy and go. I wouldn't say it's even best on Glay. There's literally no point to using it on Glay when Glay would do more damage with the restored relic, and you can fire at range. You see, I've tried it on Glay. There is literally no point to the sword. Anyone even trying to use it on Glay would just be again engaging in copium. Like, I hate to say it like it is, but you're just taking the copium and saying, yeah, this is a kind of a fun weapon. Yeah, for farming basic activities maybe. But try it in Axion Plains. The sword isn't going to do much. Shadow is needed for the AoE. Manus can barely even compete. And you'd have to still trigger your skills every single time. Why wouldn't I just use the restored relic? Glay is one of the fastest farmers if she utilizes restored relic. The swords are not going to compete with that. And the whole point of Glay is to have unlimited ammo, which means the swords have no place. They are just there to look cool. Now, granted, I haven't finished Enzo's arcade tuning, and I will finish his arcade tuning, no problem. But I can't agree to even say that swords are borderline useful. Because they're not. They're just for looks. So if you want them for the drip, then, you know, by all means. But I still think the Nier Automata katana is way better drip. I mean, check it out on Kyle's back. Like, this big katana looks cool as drip on his back. But I can't say it's useful. And that's what makes me super sad. Because I feel like the sword should have been like such a good addition to the game. If they had been done properly, it would have been a good addition.
Here I come.
No, it's not Tormented Soul. Anything and anybody can do that. You can do that with Ultimate Luna without even using the big sword. You can do that with Nell just by using her 4th skill. So why do you need the big sword for that? You can also do that with the Restored Relic, FYI. That's why I say it's copium. People are deliberately trying to find uses for it, but why would you need that in the Axion Plains? You could just play my Kyle build and finish the mission faster than trying to brute force a sword. Kyle actually farms faster or as fast as Ultimate Luna. So I'm just saying, if you haven't seen that, why would you waste your time? And if you need proof, I'll happily show you. Let me just show you after this, because why not? I don't mind people engaging in copium, but I think it's better to be honest. What use do you have for the Manus when I can delete somebody just by flying around? And if anyone doesn't believe it, let me just prove it in just like a couple of seconds. I'll finish out this run, then I'll go to the Axion Plains. See, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. These swords are nothing more than a fun gimmick. They're not going to be meta. They are complete garbage and completely useless in all situations. So all you're doing is playing for fun. And anyone trying to brute force the sword into a role that it's not meant for, I will happily show you that you can achieve better or similar results with literally Kyle. And you get to fly. I mean, swords are pretty cool, but turning yourself into a B-52 bomber, hey, that's pretty cool too. No, it's not. You can kill a boss faster with Glade. That's what I'm trying to highlight. You can kill a boss faster with Glade, just blasting them with Restored Relic. Even if you want to use the sword, what is the point? If you're talking about big bosses, you can kill them with almost any character in the game instantaneously. The only one where... Actually, no, wait. Steel Pincer cannot, because I don't know if you can target its front claws. That one I do have to try. Steel Pincer, I might be able to say, okay, fair enough. But I can't agree with this sword being used in any useful way or shape or form. I can't agree with that either, Piff, because quite frankly, Glay is the fastest farmer in the Void Vessel, and she's not a skill-based Descendant, she's a gun-based Descendant. Same with Serena. Serena is a gun-based, well, I guess Serena's a mix. Serena's kind of the queen of everything right now. But if we exclude Serena, who is the exception, Glay is still one of the fastest farmers on Void Vessel. If you guys have not seen my Glay build, she is literally the only one that can beat her timing is Serena. And that's because Serena gets movement speed and, you know, gun power, which is pretty darn awesome, admittedly. But again, I'll say it, if you're just going to carry around the big sword just for the bosses, why bother? Why bother? Look, Kyle farming build, right? Let me at least show you guys. For anyone that doesn't know how this functions, again, it serves no significant purpose if you're just keeping the Manus around just for one boss, you know? If I do encounter Steel Pincer, I will test it because that's the only situation where I can possibly agree. Because Kyle cannot break his claw shields, but the Manus possibly can. I do have the Manus with me over there. That's the only one where I'll agree. But most bosses, you can actually just bomb them with Kyle and it's not a problem. Or, well, it shouldn't be a problem for most people. On console, if you cannot pilot Kyle, then fair enough.
Breach creatures multiplying. There must be a colony.
The thing is, though, why would you need it to work on all Descendants when that's what I'm saying? Are you really going to use all Descendants to farm? Because there's no point. Like, if you're going to use a slower Descendant to farm, you're wasting time. You may as well use some of the best choices. You get what I mean? Again, this is what I say. People are trying to brute force choices. Like, I understand that people want their choice to be cool, but you cannot brute force a choice. If something is not the best and it's not the ideal, then we can't say it's the best or we can't say it's useful. It's not. It's just a gimmick. You get what I mean? It's just for fun. Because you're literally like making a for fun build to spice up the game or make it more entertaining. And that's not useful. Because most people, when they play these types of games, and as a content creator I'll say it, most people just want the best so that they can enjoy the game with their limited time, and they don't want to be wasting time on something that's not going to be useful. So those who have a lot of time or who really enjoy TFD, a lot of them are just putting out the copium and saying, yeah, this works, I can use this, I can use that. But why? Why would you need to?
Descendant, requesting takedown of enemy assault ship.
I wish they'd hurry up and drop faster.
Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful.
Here I come.
Did I already kill the Void Specialist? Yes, I did. That's okay, but I'm going to say it straight, this is the exact reason why the player base is dropping. Because when all that's left are the people that are playing for fun, yeah, game's dead. Most people do not want to play from a for fun perspective. It's fine for those people that are bored or have nothing better to do, but for most people that have mentioned their limited gaming time, they don't want to be doing for fun. They want something that is going to deliver results. Now, this is a boss, alright?
Please take it out.
So, I don't need to hit it with the Manus because the first phase is already going to be completely cleared just by Kyle doing that. The second phase, now if I want to use the Manus here, sure. But even then, there is still some build-up time. Alright? There's still some build-up time because you have to shave off the armor. So I can do the exact same thing there with Kyle's fourth skill. And just so you know, you can actually just bomb out. So this is why I say I cannot 100% agree that these things are useful. They're not, because they're not going to help a player that wants to get the best possible results. They're just a gimmick. And if you don't prioritize clear times, you just prioritize, oh, this is fun, whatever, that's totally cool, no problem. But again, most people, or at least most of the people that want to know whether they should invest in something, they're not aiming for fun. And since it's going to cost them catalyst and time, and they have a limited amount of catalyst and time, they're absolutely not going to go for it. And I think that this is why everyone has been absolutely disappointed with the swords. And for me, I am thoroughly disappointed. I expected this sword to be so good that it can absolutely wipe out everything, like, truly instantaneously. But this is not instantaneous, and it will never be instantaneous. This is literal garbage. And it is no better than any of the other weapons in the game. And that's sad. That's sad. These swords were supposed to be something new and interesting that they were introducing in order to bring some more life back into the game. And they made us wait until the third quarter of this season to drop them. And they are the biggest disappointment I've ever seen. Here's a simple rocket launcher, you know. Alright. For those that haven't seen it, this is Glay. Speedruns and fast clears are all anybody should be going for. It's a waste of time. Because unless you've got hours and hours and hours of free time every day, there's no point. You can have fun with something, but I don't try to kid myself that it's going to be useful. I mean, literally, this is Glay.
Void mutant signals. Be careful. Vulgus special assault ship identified.
Like I said, for those that want to engage in copium and you want to say that swords are helpful and useful to you and whatnot, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. But again, there is literally no purpose served by the sword that is not already served by every other weapon in the game. Especially Glay, right? If I have to use my third skill and then dash in to kill a target at melee range, I'm wasting valuable kill time. Like, I can just blast everything just like so. You know, including the ships. Now, I don't normally take out the ships because it might take me a while to do so compared to other characters, but yeah.
Descendant, requesting takedown of enemy assault ship. I will end.
If you just want fun and you deliberately want to, like, and you deliberately accept a slower clear time, that's cool. Again, I don't mind. That's your choice, but again, I can just wipe out whole areas of enemies with my restored relic. This saves me a ton of time. Then if I have to pull out the sword for the final guy, sure. You could use it in that regard. But I just can't see the value.
Squad approaching in encircling formation. Respond immediately. Oldest special assault ship spotted. operation zone. Please take it out.
Like here, if we're talking about bosses, sure, you might save like a couple of seconds on a boss by using the Manus, but the relic will do just fine. And I have range. I literally don't have to move. So you would save time on, say, the rest of everything that you had to do, and the only time that you might shave off like a second or two, and for most people that are talking about this, they're not concerned about shaving off a second or two, they're just concerned about the fun factor, right? So how can we say that these swords are useful? They're not. They will not be able to beat out something like this, and that's what I'm annoyed by, because these swords are a grind. And I wanted them to be introduced as a viable option. They needed to be viable in order for people to be able to enjoy the game and enjoy something new. It adds variety to the game in an interesting way. If all I need is a big boss beat stick, then sure, the Manus can fill that role on some of the other characters, but is that really what you want? Is that really what you want it for? Just a big boss beat stick?
New
If y'all is
subscriber
happy with
detected.
that, then that's cool. But to me, that's a gimmick. That's literally just brute forcing copium. Of course it is. There has been no changes or buffs to Ultimate Luna that would require any change to the build at all. And if you need any proof, I can show you. In fact, the only thing they did was they fixed the, They fixed that thing that was happening. The skill power being lowered because of their mistake. So I want the swords to be perfectly viable across the board, not just on more Descendants. They need perfect viability, and I'm telling you that. All right, because these are literally grindy, and I do mean very, very grindy weapons. They should have made them way better than they are now. Just give me 1 second. Gonna reply to my girl first. Okay, maybe as well. She's sick in bed, so. I can't remember if she got a movement buff, but you don't need to worry about that too much. For mobbing and bossing, no, there's two builds on my channel. One for bossing, one for mobbing. There's very little difference between them, but I suggest you watch both videos so that you understand, Mr. Samuel. Check my bossing build and check my farming build. You should be able to find them both on my channel. But if you want to see whether my Luna build is up to date, this is the exact same build I had before. Let me just show you. You can just sleepwalk through Axion plains, no problem.
New subscriber detected.
Okay, farming build, same reactors, same external components. I'm still using the ATOMs, no problem. All right. In fact, the only thing I'll probably check is, okay, Order of Truth, Legion of Breach. So we want the electric ATOMs. This is the toxic one. Let's swap that over to electric ATOMs, Luna only. Okay, remove this. And we have the electric gun barrel, electric enhancement, yeah. It's good that I was able to educate you and help you make a better and more informed decision. The only reason I even have the sword pass is my chat bought it for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got it either because it's a waste of time. Okay, here we go. Mission start.
A large cluster of breach creatures has been detected in the area. Breach creature response confirmed. Approaching location.
There you go. Just trigger her skill and relax. Everything dies. Kill the swarm sack and you GG. Hey, John.
Picking up void mutant signals. Be careful. Vulgus special assault ship identified.
The best part about Ultimate Luna is that she can even deal with those guys. But unfortunately, I got knocked down, so I'm gonna need a second. There we go. She can take out the elite while taking out everybody else too.
Is increasing at your location. It looks like Legion of Breach troops have been deployed.
For me, I just wanted the swords to be better because I felt that, like, we deserve something better than what we got, you know? I feel like we just got the short end of the stick here. I feel like they were lazily designed, and they're so afraid of, like, making more stuff overpowered, but they keep making the skill descendants, like, super overpowered. Like, that to me makes no sense, you know? I understand that the skill descendants are overpowered, they're really strong, but why can't we make some weapons compete at least, you know? At least that way, the grind is worth it, and people have variety. Like, today I want to play swords, I can feel like the anime protagonist that I want to be, you know? Like, that's where I feel like this has gone so wrong. Like, so much has been done that just screws over the average player.
Respond immediately.
Yeah. And they should not have been safe with the sword. They should have made it the most overpowered thing so that nobody plays anything but the sword. Like, they should have made it so overpowered that literally if you're not playing sword, you're not playing meta. That's the way they should do things, because you know what? Screw balancing. Screw balancing. They can always adjust things later. That's what I say. Because the problem now is that the meta has not shifted. The meta is still Serena. And then Serena goes ham on everything with whatever gun is the flavor of the month. And she does best with that, and that's that. Nobody has dethroned Serena. And nobody will.
Please take it out.
Exactly. They're scared of power creeping when Serena exists. And they cannot nerf, because we all understand exactly what's going to happen. If they nerf, their community becomes a bunch of crybabies. There's still people that claim they quit because of the Ines nerf in the first place. But considering all the overpowered descendants that were released after Ines, what was the point of the Ines nerf? Yeah, at this point it's not really a fully serious PvE game, John, so I can agree with the sentiment of why do we need balancing at all? Like, rather than having to brute force fun into the game, they should just make everything fun. Everything should be viable, everything should feel overpowered. Because when everything's overpowered, nothing is overpowered. You get what I mean? Perfect balance is for sure impossible to reach. I fully agree with this. It's what I've been saying since day one, and this is the major problem. This is the major brain disconnect that I'm having right now. Because why make the swords like a niche pick when everybody wanted the cool melee weapons? You already added ammo to them, which makes them suck. But if they were overpowered, I don't think people will complain about ammo if they could just run around and, you know, go full anime protagonist on everything, which I think would have made a big difference. That, to me, would have made a drastic change. But anyway, for anyone that's just questioning, this is the same Luna build I'm using. All right, you can just run whatever sniper you want, and Luna will absolutely just wipe out whatever. Her clear time, though, is the same as Glay, Kyle, so all the top tier characters, they all have clear times like this. And hopefully this information helps. Now, I do agree that absolutely broken bugs should be fixed, because even Borderlands 4 being a PvE game, it did fix like the so-called crit knife that was insta-giving bosses. I can understand that. But TFD is a place where we already insta-give bosses, so, you know, unless they fix everything, they're gonna fix nothing. You know what I mean? So for me at least, I'm like, y'all gotta make a decision here. Y'all gotta make a decision about what kind of game you want, you know? I can't even say that their fights are, you know, as decent as Borderlands. Because Borderlands has way more fun boss fights than this game has. So we're kind of stuck between what I would say is a rock and a hard place. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they nerfed it, yeah. The crit knife thing was nerfed eventually. I don't know if it's this patch or the next one, but they are nerfing it because they cannot have that in the game. It's too broken. It's literally too broken. Exactly my point. Like when I play Kyle, all I have to do is shoulder check everybody, you know, blast a few souls, and that's it. That's it, man. You know, even Bunny is even more special in that sense that, like, I can just run and kill. You know, we have reached that point. We have reached the point. Yeah, usually when games like that are out, I don't play the super OP builds. I don't care about those because there's no point in playing those kinds of builds. You're just going to hurt yourself later on. And for me, like, it takes away the fun of a good game like Borderlands. Because why do I want to be overpowered? I don't, you see? Because I don't want Borderlands 4 to turn into TFD. So I'm glad that they're nerfing it. Besides, there are plenty of builds that are overpowered enough even without that. You know, there's plenty of ways that you can absolutely murder your opponents or destroy your opponents with builds, with strong builds. So no need to worry too much about that. I'm just gonna go run around and get some red vouchers for the last bit of stream. But yeah, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. Now let me speed run this shit for a little bit. Where is the Manus? Actually, I wonder if I've got enough particles, actually. Give me a second.
Magisters are probably humanity's real hope, don't you think?
I want to see if I've got enough for my Manus. Nope, not yet. Not enough for the last Manus. Then let me go here. I can run around and get the red vouchers another time. Is she on the Orca? There we go. Better. That one only pays better when I get a sponsored stream, though. Unfortunately, John, you know that I have no viewership there. So no, I cannot. I only play when I'm sponsored to play by them. I do try and keep up, but I've got no time these days. They do pay well, but the pay is not consistent. So that's why I cannot, brother. Their sponsored streams are nice, though. Not gonna lie. Oh. You know, I just realized, Baron, you're up late today. I think Dan gave you a website before, right? Because I also use that. Unfortunately, that's not the type of game that I can run with. Too much cost for a man like me. Are you okay or just not sleepy, Baron? Or is it because it's Friday? Well, that is the John style. You be doing that by choice. But hey, if it works for you, it works for you. I'm not talking about your sleep, I'm talking about Baron's sleep. We all know you don't sleep. Oh wait, did I forget one? Whoops. Haven't played Bunny in a while. Ah, no wonder I'm not using Power Beyond. You probably should. I'm almost done here myself. Just want to gather our last few materials for this. Wow. This guy won't even die to the Manus. Alright. My dear friends, I am permanently sleep deprived, so I value having good sleep when I can. It's too crucial. Okay, nope. Manus can't even truly be used here. So screw it. I will finish it another time. I cannot be 100% bothered. Anyway, I have finished my sword testing for today. My conclusion is very simple. If you guys want to waste the time on it, you can. It's an okay option. But is it the best option? Not really. Unless the Manus is going to absolutely wreck every single boss in the game, and we know it's not. I don't think it's the best choice. Because going head to head with that dude, yeah, nah. Not exactly the most fun choice, not exactly the best choice. So I will probably do another in-depth test another day. But for now, I am significantly disappointed, so I'm just going to put it down there. You all get to sleep. You all have a good one. Adam, sorry. Did I add your Discord? You're a Twiggy, right? Almost forgot to add you. Let me just add you right now. actually. I sent you a friend request for Discord. So let me know if you've received it, Adam, and I will get you added up and we can rock and roll from there. Like I said, in case I have to prepare to leave, I will try and get everybody that I can, all the worthy ones, into the Discord so that when I move, y'all can move with me. I hope I won't have to, but it's looking like a pretty serious situation for now. Okay, great. I've sent you a friend request. Just accept it if you're good. And, you know, we'll get you into the family in a few days. Yeah? All right, thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good one. I will see you all in the next one. Kate, thank you for hanging out as always. All right, I'll catch you guys tonight for Monster Hunter Wilds. Semi-Soba, nope. You have to be a top supporter to be added. So, no can do. If you are one of my true supporters, you're here at every stream, you're always supporting me just like Adam, then of course you'll be in. But those that are not, well, sorry, you don't deserve to come in, and that's just facts.